you.
Mr. Rahaya. Next on the list, we have Mr. Yadav, Minister for Youth, Labor, and Employment from the country of Nepal. The floor is yours.
Mr. President, Madam Vice President, Director General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar and warm greetings. It's my honor to address this conference on the behalf of the government of Nepal. Actually, we stand at a critical moment where labor markets are being reshaped by technological innovation, artificial intelligence, climate change, labor mobility, and new patterns of production. And these forces are transforming our workplaces, economies, and societies. If deliberate action is not taken, these forces may deepen inequalities, widen skills gaps, perpetuate informality, and leave many workers without protection. Therefore, the central question before us is, how do we advance human dignity, social justice, and decent work? And this calls for a meaningful tripartite cooperation and a strong ILO. Mr. President, as Nepal enters into new era under the new government, the country stands at a defining moment in its socio-economic transformation. Nepal is marking the coming decade as the decade of internal employment promotion, and this is not just a slogan. It is a 10-year framework of action to build a productive, inclusive, resilient labor market which will meet the aspirations of Nepali youth. Mr. President, Nepal welcomes the central message of the Director General's report that the future of work will not only be determined by technology, but by the choices we make through policy, institutions, and social dialogue. And Nepal is already making those choices. The government is investing in AI, infrastructure, digital startups, and human capital. By promoting digitization and remote work, many young Nepalis may no longer need to leave the country in search of work. Instead, decent jobs can come to them. At present, they are already engaged in digital and gig economy works. Therefore, clear employment contracts, occupational safety, algorithmic fairness, and data privacy are our primary concern. To secure these protections, Nepal strongly supports the establishment of robust international standards for the platform economy. Therefore, Nepal calls for a stronger international cooperation and technology transfer in line with the Global Digital Compact. Mr. President, as new forms of work continue to evolve, our labor governance must be innovative and responsive. At the same time, there are long-standing areas of work that remain overdue for recognition and reform. Among these is the care economy, which has too often remained unnoticed, unpaid, and unprotected, despite being essential to families and communities. Recognizing this gap, I am pleased to share the government of Nepal is building for the first time an integrated national care economic policy. For this, we call for the continued support of international community. Mr. President, the welfare of migrant workers is our top priority. Ethical recruitment, fair pay, decent living standards, and occupational safety are essential. To secure them, Nepal is undertaking significant legal reforms and digitizing the entire migration ecosystem. In the same spirit, we invite the government of host countries, international partners, and employers for close cooperation along every step of the migration cycle. Mr. President, the government of Nepal is committed to building a strong bridge between the diaspora and homeland. We believe that the skills, networks, experience, and savings of our diaspora and returning migrants is our assets. For those who return or have intention to return, the government is committed to facilitate their economic and social reintegration, and this is our foremost priority. Mr. President, I am pleased to say that the Labor Inspection Convention 1947 and the Forced Labor Protocol 2014 have already been submitted to the Parliament for ratification. Nepal has zero tolerance policy on forced labor and labor exploitation, and this government will deliver. We have reformed Ministry of Youth, labor and employment, reflecting our conviction that the future of work and the future of youth are inseparable. Mr. President, we must work together to shape the future of work where innovation serves people, where growth creates decent jobs, where migration is safe and dignified, where women and men enjoy equal opportunities, where youth can realize their aspirations, and where every worker enjoys dignity and rights. Nepal stands ready to work with ILO constituents in advancing this shared vision. Let's work together. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Dhanyavad. Jai Nepal. Namaskar.
Thank you, Mr. Yadav. Next on the list, we have the